what's up? This is Lou from Palisades, and this is Antihero Online.
First thing, Carolina Rebellion 2018.
Yeah, man.
What are you guys looking forward to the most about this festival?
It was incredible. We actually played. We're the first band that opened at Doors on the Gold Stage, and we had a massive crowd. Like it was like 12,000 people watching us, which is crazy because you're the first band. You don't know always what's the crowd gonna be like, if it's gonna be good, and it was incredible, man. And we just played Welcome to Rockville last week in Jacksonville, and it was like the same thing. So shout out to the fans for just being so awesome and waking up so early and coming out and supporting us, man. It was incredible. It was awesome.
And I know it's a little bit tough being the first band opening the day off. How do you guys kind of get over that moment where you're like, we don't know if anybody's going to show up or not?
I think we stopped caring about that a while ago. We just, we know we have fans that come and support us, and it's kind of just, it is what it is. You go on stage, you play your best, you play music that's awesome, and you have a great time with the fans that are there. And if there's a bunch of fans there, you have an even better time. You know what I mean? Because when we're playing on stage, we're playing for ourselves. We're also playing for everyone out there. So it doesn't matter if there's 5 people or 1,000 people or 12,000 people. We're going out there giving you the best show we can, no matter what.
And are you guys going to kind of stick around a little bit and try and catch some of the festival today?
We would love to, but unfortunately we're on tour with Jonathan Davis right now. So that's fortunately, but I'm saying we have to leave the festival early because we have to drive to Chicago to meet up with him tomorrow for the show in Chicago. It's like a 20-hour drive. So, but we'd love to stay around for a little bit. But we saw a bunch of the bands. A lot of the bands that are playing today also played at Welcome to Rockville, and we're friends with a bunch of the bands that are on this tour anyway. So I'm sure it's going to be an incredible festival today. It's going to be great.
And what's it mean to you guys to be on a tour with Jonathan Davis?
Oh man, it's insane. I mean, he's a legend. Korn, one of the biggest bands of all time. You know what I mean? And just to be chosen by him personally as I want this band to come out with me. We're the only other band on the tour, it's just us and him. And he's got the drummer from Korn out there too playing drums. His whole crew is Korn crew, and everyone's treated us with such respect, and their crew helps us with stuff, and it's a family. Jonathan's an awesome dude. His kids came out to our show before. They were rocking out to our stuff, and it's just cool, man. There's no ego. He's just a rad dude, a really humble man, and his new album, his solo album, is just great. It's so cool. It's very world music-y. Got sitars and crazy stuff, and his whole band is extremely talented, so it's great.
And what are you guys taking away from the tour? I know you're kind of learning some things.
Yeah.
What is the takeaway for your band?
For us, it's just another step to help us become a bigger band. When you tour with legends like that or incredible artists like that, it makes you want to step up your game. It makes you want to step up. Me as a vocalist, the band as the band, us as Palisades. Our direction musically, our stage presence, our production, everything. And just when you see a band that's such a legend like that, you just feel so much more determined to take it up even further a notch, and that's a great thing. And the fans have been so incredible, man. We're going into this thing with all Korn fans and Jonathan Davis fans that may not have heard of us. A lot of people that have heard of us from Octane. Shout out to Octane. And they're just loving it, and it's cool because I feel like we're a very refreshing breath of fresh air for a lot of these fans, because we bring something new to the table that's I feel like we only sound like us, and that's a really awesome thing to say. A lot of people come off after we get off stage and hey man, remind me of Chino from Deftones or Chester from Linkin Park, but it's something about you, and it's man, I think it's the future, and that's the coolest compliment we've gotten. You're the future, so that's cool.
And speaking of the future, you guys are working your way back into the studio.
Yeah.
What's the mentality kind of going into this? What did you guys learn from the previous album coming into this one?
Totally. So we released an album last January, self-titled, and that was a huge turning point. It's a rebirth of our band. We had some member changes, and we really stripped back everything that was Palisades and reinvented ourselves. And we were honest and emotional and raw with ourselves for the first time. Blacked out on social media, no posts, no nothing, didn't even look at it, only focused on the album, and that's what made that album such a success. We really were so emotionally invested in it. And going forward with this new album, it's going to be that, but even more so. I think, kind of diving more into the rock radio world and how awesome the fans have been, and it's inspired us to maybe a little bit more aggressive, maybe be a little bit more vulnerable and a little bit more in your face with stuff. So maybe a little bit more driving kind of music, but that same mentality of just being emotional and real and not holding back, and we want you to, when you turn on the album, just to feel, damn, I felt that, I relate to that, you know what I mean? That's what our fans feel when they watch us live, and want to hear that on the album too.
And is that something that you wanted to incorporate in the lyrical content when you were going through and working on the lyrics?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a time in the studio where, for the last album, the self-titled, where I had a big writer's block, and I wound up, our manager took my phone away, and he sent me to the beach with MapQuest directions, and I had a pad and just had some questions on it and was like, don't come back until this is filled out. And it was a real Mr. Miyagi moment for me that really helped me discover myself lyrically and what I wanted to write about. And I finally was in the right mental state to like totally do that. And I feel like this time it's going to be just like that. I'm going to really, all of us are really going to dive into like what this album really means lyrically for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
That's everything that I got for you. Is there anything that I didn't touch on that you would like to add?
That's pretty much it right now. Follow us on at We Are Palisades on all social media. Be on the lookout for us on tour with Jonathan Davis if we're coming to your city. And we got a new album coming out with the legend himself, Howard Benson, is producing it. So I'm very, very excited about that. Incredible, incredible producer. And stay tuned.